dance?
No. How do you caramel dance?
I'll do it.
I've done that. I just didn't know it was a caramel dance. I thought it was a nougat dance. Or some other topping. And see, you know what? If you'd have asked me while we had music playing, you know, no, don't turn on the music. Don't you do it. Thank you for stopping it.
Okay, what is the weirdest job that you ever did throughout your whole lifetime?
That's an awesome question. I don't think anyone's ever asked me that question. God bless you. I get so many similar questions, so I really kind of like, whoa, that was a new one. I have had a lot of very strange jobs in my life. Well, not strange, but kind of interesting, unique. Obviously, when I was young, I had a paper route, so that started off like a paper route kind of thing. But then, in high school, during the summer, I used to work on the boardwalk in Ocean City, Maryland. My mom lived there, and during the summer, I would like work the games, you know, like where you like throw darts at balloons or you know that kind of thing, or try to dunk somebody, and that was really fun. And then, as I got older, I drove a limousine. I was a chauffeur for a while. I was a groundskeeper at a golf course. Like I drive like the trucks around and pick up, you know, kind of help keep the grounds nice and help the guy that owned the course make golf clubs. Kind of interesting. And then, let's see, what other weird things have I done? When I graduated from college, right when I graduated from college, I didn't have any specific plans yet. And a guy approached me about teaching at his private high school. He was the administrator of the school, at his private high school in Jacksonville, Florida. So, how many of you guys are in 11th grade, like juniors in high school? Could you imagine me being your teacher? Only I was 23 at the time. I know, right? So I was a teacher. I taught acting and speech and some English at this private school for a year. But then I only did it for a year because it wasn't a big career move. It was just something interesting to do. Then I was a police officer. I know that's scary, right? I was a police officer in Ocean City, Maryland. I mean, the full deal, uniform and the gun, and had a lot of very interesting stories. Because, you know, I mean, that's serious business. I mean, you know, you think of it kind of fun and cool, but I mean, there's some dangerous elements, obviously, of that. And I had a lot of very interesting and some dangerous experiences during the 2 years that I was a cop. And then, after those 2 years, I got a call from the school that I went to in Virginia, and they had just purchased a television network. And my degree from the school was in film and film production, video production. And so they asked me to come back and work as a producer for the television network. So I moved back to Virginia, and I worked for a television network in Virginia until I met a girl that lived in, met a girl. That's the beginning of so many good stories, that line. I met a girl. She lived in Houston, Texas. And I had never been over there. I just kind of been all up and down the East Coast. So we started dating long distance, and then I thought, you know, one or the other of us needs to be where the other is, you know what I mean, to kind of get the relationship better. So I moved to Houston because it was a much bigger city than I was living in, and I started working immediately teaching video and film production at the Art Institute of Houston. You guys probably have an Art Institute of Chicago.
Yes.
I taught video and audio production at the Art Institute of Houston. I was writing music all the time, so eventually I got a job working at a production company as the staff composer. So any ad agency or company that would come to us and say, we want to do a commercial, a TV commercial or a radio commercial, or we have a documentary and we need music for it, they would hire me to write and produce the music. So I wrote a lot of commercials and jingles and scores for PBS documentaries and stuff like that. And then I started working on my own. And right about that time, I was introduced to a little company in Houston, Texas, called ADV Films. Somebody told me that they dubbed Japanese animation into English, and they needed actors. Well, I'd done a lot of theater and some on-camera work, and I thought, well, that sounds like fun. Never really thought about it, but that sounds like fun. So I went and auditioned for ADV, and I got cast as Vega in Street Fighter 2.
Yay!
And then another show came along, and another show, and another show, and the next thing you know, 12, 13 years later, anime has become a huge industry, and I was blessed, and I do mean blessed, not lucky. I was blessed enough to get to be involved in anime when it was still very small. So I was in the middle of it when it really kind of exploded. And I give all the thanks to God, because I didn't plan it that way, I didn't expect that to happen, I had no clue that it would happen. And as I continued to record anime, I started meeting people from companies in Dallas, like Funimation, and companies in Los Angeles that did anime, and I would start working with the different companies. And so that's how that brings me to where I am now. And I still write music professionally. I do, of course, the voice acting work for video games and animation. I also do graphic design work. I love graphics like Photoshop and that kind of thing. Business cards and logos and anything. I just love that kind of stuff. And film and video production occasionally. I'll be hired to shoot something or direct something. So I am blessed beyond most people on the planet. I told my girl last week that if the plane went down that I was on and my life ended, I have been blessed way beyond what I deserve. I have had a wonderful life. God has been very good to me. And mostly to get to meet you guys and to interact with you. And that was a very long answer. Yes? Bryant, right? Well, where's our mic girl? Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I broke my own rule. Let me take Bryant's question and then you're next.
Nice to meet you again, Vic.
Nice to meet you, my brother. Don't look now. I think you're sitting beside Maka.
I can't sit!
Another Maka. Maka! Your dad loves you.
Yes, the question I have for you is that going along with the career transitions, I have an interest in pursuing voice acting.
Oh, God.
You just had talked about your career transition, how you went from, of course, you got your experience as an actor, but then you also